demolished United States senators. He's a man who doesn't need an introduction, really, but he's been a significant voice in Congress in many, many areas, including concern for the environment. And without further ado, I want to tell you that we're honored here today to have my old friend and our old friend, Senator Levin.
I'll definitely call Bill up and present something to me by all means. Tom, thank you for the introduction. It's a real thrill, actually, to be on the program after you, Tom. You have meant so much to the environment in this state. He actually was quite modest in his remarks. Talked about his role in environmental protection, but the Michigan Wetlands Act is in the law because of you, Tom. It's named after you, one of your colleagues in the Michigan legislature. And it is such an effective act that Michigan is, I think, the only state which has been designated by the federal EPA to handle federal wetlands legislation. In other words, we are the agent for the federal government in protecting wetlands for the federal government because of our Michigan agencies being so advanced in this area, and that's because of Tom's great efforts when he was in the legislature. So it's a real pleasure to be here today. I appreciate the invitation to come from the Conservation Club to join with you to celebrate Earth Day. It's a glorious day to celebrate Earth Day, as a matter of fact. I can't think of a more magnificent place to celebrate than Grosse Ile, which has really been at the forefront of protecting the environment for the state of Michigan. You have a unique setting here. You know it. You are protecting it. Today, you're taking action to restore it. There's both great symbolism and great reality of what you're doing here today. This return to nature that we're celebrating here in a few minutes is really a double celebration. First is the restoration of the earth, but secondly is the restoration to a more peaceful world. They're both represented by the action that we'll be taking in a few moments.
You're smart, Jerry. You're smart. We're good. All right. You ready for a real one now? Come on, Tom. Get in here. That's lame, you guys. Come on. He's 6 foot. Yeah, come on. Woo! Yeah, go ahead. There we go.
Nick?
All right.
Nick,
you ready, man?
Break it up, break it up.
Break it up, fellas. Is it mop here in the crowd? Break her up.
Boy, he's got a tough piece over there.
I'm going to get a softer spot. Hey, how did you hit, Jerry? Back up.
Everybody want to buy a piece of this, and I'll sell $50 a chip. Oh! What was that? All right.
Oh! My man, my man.
All right. Hey! Come on, I got to do it.
You know that?
I can't even swing it.
Come on, Joanne. It's just...
Okay, good. Right.
Now you know. What do you want to do? He's still trying this stuff himself. He's pieces of the wall himself. I'm mad at
That's enough. I just want to enter it. I don't want to kill it.
There you go. There you go. You're a politician. Make them believe you did it all yourself. You ready? Go ahead.
Uh-oh. He hitting off a week.
Now the easy way. Well, this is what I think of the press. Watch this. Pick up your piece while you play with it.
Myself, cells, and the toxic waste squad. Is that what this is? We're not here to launch a missile today, but there might be parts of one around. We just have a short program down here, and we passed out the inner part of your program you picked up at the school, described a little bit of the project and some of the people that are going to make remarks. And I'll start. And really what I want to say is very brief. We tried to get Bill Riley here. He's the administrator of EPA, but by the way, he will be in town a week from this Monday speaking at the Economic Club of Detroit in Dearborn, actually. And if anybody wants a ticket, I guess it's open to the public. Then he'll be going over to the Ann Arbor Emissions Lab. Tickets are $20, I hear, so that's why it's the Economic Club of Detroit. It's been a great day. I appreciate all the time you spent inside on a glorious day like this, and it's a great day for Mother Earth. Forget the tent back here. I thought, we'd have that as a contingency in case there was sprinkles or something in the air. But I'm representing the United States Environmental Protection Agency. EPA, about 20 years ago, acquired this property from the U.S. Navy in a deal that started our laboratory operation over there at the building on Grove Road in Meridian, the old naval warehouse, which, by the way, I think George Bush spent about 6 months of his duty in the Navy at the station here. EPA and several cooperating agencies want to take this opportunity to announce the beginning of the job to renovate this old Nike missile site and to turn it into a wetland and nature area. Our interest, in terms of EPA's interest, is one of research. Can this be done? And what can we learn from doing it? And if we can do it here on 40 acres, then maybe the Corps of Engineers can extrapolate that to other areas of the Great Lakes and perhaps around the country. But we have a lot to learn about how this might be done. But as an Earth Day project, we see this as a symbol of the need to preserve and protect our wetlands, which I think Dr. Jaworski did a great job in describing and talking about this afternoon. What EPA is doing is we're investing $40,000 to prepare a feasibility study and plan. And with this, EPA hopes that other federal, state, local agencies will join together with the local citizen groups like the Grosse Ile Conservation Club and then the United Auto Workers Toxic Waste Region 1 Toxic Waste Squad to see this project through to its completion. And we're not exactly too sure yet how that's going to go. We're going to come up with 2 or 3 scenarios on what this might look like. We're going to take into consideration the viewpoints and ideas of federal to local people and the conservation organizations. I'd like to ask now that Tom Anderson make a few remarks, and then we'll proceed from there.
Thank you, Bill. My remarks are going to be brief. I just want to tell you that the Natural Resources Commission and the Department of Natural Resources looks with great interest on this project. Going to assist in any way I can, and the department will assist in whatever way it can to help bring to fruition this far-reaching plan to restore this area from its former federal military use to a productive wetland. We don't know, as Bill said, precisely how it's going to work. We don't know what benefits will be derived from it, but we're in a learning process. And what we would hope to be able to do is to restore a small part of those 500,000 acres that I mentioned that Governor Blanchard has set as a goal for restoring the next decade. We have here an opportunity to begin. We have an opportunity to find out how well we can take an area that has been drained